that much there, and I wasn't even sure like if it was particle board or what it was.
Yeah. No.
All right, guys. So, as you saw, I went up to my father-in-law's farm and I picked up these old sheets of plywood. This plywood was off the roof of an old milk barn out there. I'm guessing those are at least 50 years old, but considering the prices of lumber right now, I wasn't going to go buy it. If I can go get it for free 95 is always good. So back here, as far as the seat, if you guys watched me, I removed all this. Since then, I did pull out. There was little loops here for like child safety restraints. There's 3 of those, and I pulled out the seat belt, the third seat belt that was in the middle right here, and then the bases for the side and the middle seat belt here. So I have all these screws and bolts still in here. Originally, let me move this seat forward. Originally, I was planning to mount to these bolts on both sides, but as you can see, there's quite a bit of movement and humps in the floor here, and it still comes up back here. But I do have these 2 mounting bolts here, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to mount directly to this part. This is going to be my height here, so just a little bit taller than this, where I had initially planned to bring it down to mount onto these side pieces. But I'm going to cut the piece of plywood to mount onto here, and then we'll work on the back piece. It's about 5 feet wide and I think like 30 odd inches deep. So I need to get these sheets of plywood out of the back of the truck and probably set up some saw horses. I don't plan to use the table saw because I don't want to dig all that crap out. So I'm gonna get set up and we'll get to cutting some wood and see if we can make something fit. Oh, before I do that, I guess I got some traction boards in the mail today. These are rough country traction boards and they came in a nice carrying case. And these, actually, I guess we'll go look at that. I'm planning to take these here, and once I get the board up on the back wall, I'm gonna mount these onto that probably. I guess they'll pretty much be centered. But that'll be a good spot to put them, I think. Out of the way and off of the roof. I don't want to have to put things up there if I don't need to. So, all right, now let's get to cutting some wood. I need a piece that's 58 wide and 33 deep. I'm just going to cut it all with this, using this as a straight edge to mark some lines. Should be all right. A little too. Oh, maybe I gotta go in the other way. Put that down first. Yeah. That seat's in the way. There we go. So that's going to sink down a little bit once I get the holes drilled for the bolts for it to set down. So we'll go ahead and try to get that lined up and do that now. And then I will have to build some supports for underneath here in the front of it. Made those holes a bit bigger. Well, there we go. We have the basic bottom done. It's going to need some bracing all along the front, but this is just going to be how it remains. I'll carpet over the top of this. Now let's see. It'd be nice if these bolts were behind the brackets that I put back here. Get a piece of wood, just run it up here like that. Step this way, I guess. It could definitely go back farther. It's a bummer those bolts are right there. I don't really want them exposed, but I guess we'll see what the board looks like. Let's just cut a piece. Go 23. What did I do on this 58? Although it's gonna have to stick out at, well, at least past this, so it could be the same width. 23 by 58. Well, that's it. Doesn't look half bad. I mean, a couple cuts, that was easy enough. So I need to get some L brackets, something relatively thin so I can put a little bend to the back of them. Probably 3 or 4, probably 3 would be enough. 3 L brackets, and then I need to figure out a way to attach to the back. And you know what? I was gonna attach to these clips that were back here, but I've got these bolt holes. I think what I need to do is just get these a little bit longer, probably an inch or so longer, and I can just run straight through and secure it that way. It's still gonna rest on there, but that will be the easiest way to do it without having to try to figure out something. So yeah, some L brackets and that, and I'll pick up some carpet. We'll carpet this black. That'll be nice. So that's what we're going to end up with. Like I said, I need to just carpet this and build some supports, probably one little leg on each side and then one in the middle, maybe something in the very center. There's the space that I have underneath. It's a mason jar laid on its side, just holding it level. This isn't perfectly level. I feel like this needs to come up just a hair in the front. Yeah, I got to run to the store, get supplies. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, guys, well, welcome back. It's actually day 2. I went and picked up some carpet last night. I've got some indoor-outdoor auto marine carpet here, and I picked up some longer bolts for the seat back. And instead of picking up L brackets, I grabbed these black door hinges. Those will work great, especially since that back piece is not at a perfect 90. And then I've got some indoor-outdoor carpet adhesive. And the plan is to try to get this finished up and test fit. I will probably have to leave the panels in the garage for overnight to let that adhesive set up since it's so cold outside. And as you can see, I've got my coveralls on. The weather has changed a bit. It was raining all morning, and now we're having like 40-50 mile an hour winds. So bear with me. It's probably not going to be the best sound quality, but I'm going to get the door opened. So right now I need to cut some supports for the bottom panel, cut some legs for the front of that, and I need to mark the holes on here on the top of the back panel for those screws to go through, those longer bolts to go through. And then I'm going to carpet it. I'm not going to install the hinges until after the carpet dries, more than likely, to let that set up, and then I'll mount both panels in there and then join them together with the hinges. But I guess I'm going to get this door opened, and I'm going to be cold and it's going to sound like crap, but I want to get this thing done today. So bear with me, guys. Let's get after it. Safety squids engaged. My gut's getting big. I can barely fit into these overalls. That looks better. And there we go. That's better. And once you put a little weight on it, you see how it pushes down into the carpet. So that's perfect there. Okay, I'm gonna throw this one over there. I don't really need to install it underneath of this. I'm gonna tighten these down. Just hand tight, good and hand tight. I'm gonna go grab the back piece and see if I can get these 2 side holes marked out. I'm just gonna attach. I only bought two of the bolts. There's one in the middle here, but I'm just gonna attach these 2 outside ones. Now, marking that on the back of the top piece of wood here, it's probably gonna be a little bit difficult, but we'll figure it out. I can take these off. I'm just gonna give her the old tap, I think, and see if that gives me a good enough mark with the dead blow. Just in time. Yeah, wind is screwing me great today. We're gonna go right about there. It's like right there. Got a mark good enough that I can drill off of. Okay, I need to do it same thing to the other side if possible. Yep, I got a mark. Got marks good enough that I think I should be able to drill a relatively good hole, and I might have to ream it out a bit, but it's all right. I'll drill a couple holes and get these bolts out and see if I can get it to line up. Lined up. Oh yeah, boy, that's perfect. So there we go. All right, so this is good and mocked up. Other than carpeting, need to carpet it now. I'm gonna wait till after carpet to attach these legs to the bottom. I might wrap these in carpet, or I might just stain them black to match the carpet. And I need to carpet this, and then after I get everything carpeted and installed, I will then put the hinges in here. So we'll get 3 hinges across here, and then if you wanted to, you could undo these bolts and fold it down, because I mean, there is just a hair of space behind there. And I think this also being foldable means that if I wanted to remove it, I could take those bolts off, fold it in half, and just pull it all out. But I'm gonna get this stuff pulled out now, and we are gonna get started on the carpet. All right, so this is what I picked up for gluing the carpet down. And as you can see, it's recommending to use a trowel to lay this down onto your wood and then stick your carpet on. I really don't have any great spot to do any of this. I'm just gonna do it right here on the floor. I'm not worried about the carpet getting a little dirty. I mean, my floor is dirty, but I'm gonna lay this down and cut it out into 2 pieces and leave enough so I can overlap the edges and flip it over, and probably staple around the bottom. All right, guys, had to take the coveralls off. It was getting pretty hot in here. Carpet is setting on there. I am going to take some of this black or ebony stain, wood stain here, and just stain these guys black. And then I'm going to attach those legs with these little brackets. I had these in the garage. I didn't go buy these for this project. I don't really remember when I had these before, but those will work for that. Once I get these stained, I'm going to start stapling that carpet to the back. I have these staples, I don't know, 1/4-inch staples, and we'll just use those. And so let's quickly stain these. Probably need to stir that up. Yep. I'm just going to do this with a paper towel. It's not ideal, but I'm not really concerned about it for this part. I mean, for the most part, it's not something you're going to be seeing. It's just so it doesn't completely stick out like a sore thumb. Dab will do you here. Start on this middle one. I should have maybe sanded these edges down. Not terribly worried about it though. And I just need it on the sides. Doesn't matter about the top and bottom. I should have gloves on. I'm gonna get my hands filthy. Already getting it on my hands. I have to run in and wash my hands off. These will dry up real quick. That one leg, flat. Spilling this all over. Making a mess, but not too worried about it. That one's done. Uno más. Really not a smart choice to do this without gloves on. Pretty sure I have some paint thinner, acetone or something to get this all off my hands, but there we go. Quick and dirty, but that worked. All right, I need to go wash my hands. All right, hands are cleaned off. Let's go ahead and start stapling this carpet down. All right, guys, carpet is on. Everything is stapled on. It definitely needs vacuumed off, but we'll do that after final install. I went ahead and put these legs on. I just attached them with little L brackets, one on each. That should be plenty. If I feel like I need more, I'll put more on, but I'm gonna pop this garage door open and we'll go ahead and set them in there and see how it looks. Like I said, I'm not gonna actually do the final install now. I'm gonna make sure everything fits perfectly, and then it's gonna sit in here for probably 48 hours and dry, but we'll make sure it fits and we'll close this one out, see how it looks. All right, guys, I'm a little bit worried that these legs are gonna kind of impede the process of setting it down. Camera's definitely impeding the process. There we go. Oh no, that's set down just fine. Now where are my holes at? There we go. Legs are all down. Let's go ahead and install these bolts. Now let's hope this fits all right. There we go. And there we have it. The only thing left to do is to put in those hinges down here on the bottom, but honestly, like, it's not going to move around. It's held solid in here, but I would like that little bit of extra bracing. I mean, you could leave it exactly like this. I need to move this. I've had this fire extinguisher here in the door. I need to move that. That's probably just going to end up like right there, or I might end up putting it up here. I think right there will be fine. See how this closes. Plenty of room. There we have it, guys. Yeah, it's dirty. Needs some vacuuming. But look at that. Plenty of room. You can see you've got a little bit of space under here. But if you're looking at it out here, it looks really, really clean. Here we go with the seat in place. You have a ton of room. I mean, honestly, I might be able to fit all my ice fishing gear right there, except for my big shack. That looks great. I'm satisfied with that though, guys. You can see over here, it looks all right. It's just about the same width. And it fits in there perfectly. Nice edge up here. I'm satisfied. So, I'm gonna get all this stuff pulled out now, I guess. And then it's gonna sit in my garage, taking up all the space that I don't have for the next 48 hours. But I'm excited to get this back in here. I am going to put some mounting points here on the bottom so that I can strap things down to it. And like I showed in the beginning of the video, I am gonna put the tracks that I have from Rough Country, the recovery boards are gonna fit back there somewhere. I might be able to put a jack underneath of here. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, it's finished up. I'm pretty satisfied with that. You can't open the cup holder back here anymore, but that's not a big deal. I've added a lot of space. You know, from the factory, the seat would have stuck out to here, and the top of the seat would have probably been, I don't know, something like that. All right, I'm gonna pull this stuff out and I'm gonna get it thrown back in the garage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, there is gonna be more coming up for this, but for right now, this is where we're gonna leave it. It's gonna stay that way for a little while, and I'm just gonna use it as is and see kind of how I'd like to set it up and use everything. And there should be plenty of room for drawers and things like that in there, so I'm pretty happy with this. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.